21st Town Board meeting. Please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Jeff Renahan, First Ward.
Bill Carlos, Second Ward.
Ann Berger, Third Ward.
Michael Safone, Fourth Ward.
Ann Schurshin, Sixth Ward.
Felicia Salvatore, Town Clerk.
Jim Nelson, attorney for the town.
Megan Clementi, Vanderwater and Vanderwater.
John Baisley, Town Supervisor. Welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. On tonight's agenda, the first item is a public hearing, Town Code Amendment, Chapter 210, 26, Salt Point Center. Number 2 is appoint Gershom Singh as police officer. Number 3, accept the retirement of Police Sergeant Brian Piatti. 4, assign Kyle Barnett of Vanderwater for tax cert proceedings in the assessing department. 5, authorize agreement with Carol Nepp from Aspen Environmental. That was close. 6, authorize agreement with the County Duchess for the Community Development Block Grant. 7, set a date for a public hearing, Town Code Amendment, Chapter 195-44, stop sign at intersection Stratford Drive and Thames Road. 8, supervisor to accept third supplemental bill of sale, R.E. Eastdale. 9, support Clean Energy's community grant funds purchase. With that, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules for any item on the agenda.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Does anybody like to speak to any item on the agenda, and we ask them to please keep it to 3 minutes? Nobody? Make the motion to resume the rules?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to move item 2 to item 1.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Ryan.
Be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Gershon Singh to the position of full-time police officer under provision of civil service law at the starting yearly salary of $65,760.72, effective September 26, 2022, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 26 nor more than 52 weeks per civil service law. And be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second. Been a motion, second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Congratulations.
Faithfully discharge the duties of Town of Poughkeepsie Police Officer according to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That brings us back to public hearing number 1.
No.
We have to go backwards. He's retiring.
Oh, that's just,
Yeah,
it's just a
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Make a motion to open public hearing number 1, Town Code Amendment, Chapter 210, 26, Salt Point Center.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody here to discuss the public hearing in Salt Point Center District? If not, motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Carlos.
Resolution number 1, be it enacted that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie, pursuant to a duly noticed public hearing held on September 21st, 2002 at 7 p.m. at Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 Over Rocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, does hereby adopt local law amendments to Town Code Chapter 210 entitled Zoning, specifically Section 210-26C6 through 9 and 210-26H2 through 8 relating to motor vehicle repair facilities, motor vehicle service facilities, and convenience stores as part of the repair of such repair or service facilities entitled Salt Point Center, SPC District, and be it further enacted that the local law amendments are annexed hereto as Exhibit A and incorporated herein as if recited verbatim, and the words underlined to be added and the words crossed out to be stricken, to be deleted. And the town board does direct that said amendments be spread across the record as if they in fact had been read verbatim. Be it further enacted that the town board has previously declared its intent to act as lead agency under the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act and declare this section to be a type 1 action under the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQA. And be it further enacted that the town board has reviewed the Annex Part 1 long Environmental Assessment Form, EAF, prepared by the Director of Municipal Development, and hereby determines that the adoption of the herein zoning amendment would not have a significant adverse effect on the environment. 2, the supervisor or his designee is authorized to execute parts 2 and 3 of the annexed EAF as drafted. And 3, a draft environmental impact statement will not be required for the reasons set forth in the attached determination of no significance. 4, a negative declaration is hereby issued. And be it further enacted that a written recommendation was received from the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Economic Development dated August 25th, 2022, stated that the proposed amendment was a matter of local concern. And be it further enacted that a written recommendation dated September 16th, 2022 was received from the Town of Poughkeepsie Planning Board, in which said board recommended adoption of the herein amendments. And be it further enacted that the legal notice of public hearing was posted on August 31st, 2022, published in the Poughkeepsie Journal on September 8th, 2022. And be it further enacted that the town clerk notified the clerks of the surrounding municipalities of the public hearing pursuant to General Municipal Law 239 NN. And be it further enacted that said local law shall take effect immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State. So moved.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the retirement of Brian Piatti, police sergeant with the town of Poughkeepsie Police Department, effective September 29th, 2022. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions?
Wish him well.
Yep, I
Served
agree.
us well.
It was a pleasure working with him over the years. Wish him well in his next career. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be it resolved, the town board, town of Poughkeepsie, does hereby assign the following tax certiorari proceedings recently filed to Kyle W. Barnett, Esquire, Vanderwater and Vanderwater, LLP, to represent the town at the hourly rate of $201. So moved.
Second?
Got a
Second.
motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Just so you know, some of these just get filed over and over, year after year, so they don't have to really defend all of them.
Whereas Carol Knapp, also known as Aspen Environmental, has from time to time and over several years provided the town with wetland and other professional environmental evaluation services. And whereas Aspen, which does not charge the town for transportation, wishes to update its hourly rate to $120. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie authorizes the supervisor or his designee to execute a professional service agreement with Ms. Knapp in substantially form annexed for the project assessment at an hourly rate of $120 an hour when requested by the town board, supervisor, or director of municipal development, and also by the planning board and zoning board for escrow-based projects. And be further resolved that entering into this agreement is a type 2 action requiring no environmental review because it involves continued agency administration, not including new programs or major reordering of priorities that may affect the environment. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Whereas the County of Dutchess is authorized to allocate community development block grant funds to eligible municipalities, whereas the County of Dutchess has awarded the Town of Poughkeepsie a CDBG grant in the amount of $100,000 to provide reimbursement for the Jones Street pathways infrastructure improvements in the town. Whereas the town will be required to execute an agreement and other documents with the County of Dutchess relating to the grant, now therefore be resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby authorized the supervisor to execute a grant agreement with the County of Dutchess and such other documents as are required to receive the grant funds. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Be resolved that
Yes.
I apologize,
What'd he say?
What'd you say, Stefan?
He
I'm on
apologized.
Zoom.
Okay.
I'm on Zoom. I don't know if it showed up.
Okay. No, we see it said Galaxy Notebook, so now we know you're here. All right.
Be resolved that the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby set the 19th day of October 2022 at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 Over Rocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, as and for the time, date, and place of a public hearing to consider local law amendments to Town Code Chapter 195 entitled Vehicles and Traffic, specifically 195-44, Schedule 9, stop intersections, with the language to be added, underlined, and the language to be deleted, stricken as follow. Add to 195-44, Schedule 9, stop intersections, stop sign on Stratford Drive, northeast, travel the direction at intersection of Bower Road. Thames Road, southwest, direction of travel at intersection of Stratford Drive. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does determine that this traffic control change is a type 2 action requiring no environmental review. And be it further resolved that said local law, if adopted, shall become effective immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State. So moved.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Resolution number 8. Whereas by Resolution 3/18, number 13 of 2020, 11/18, number 9 of 2020, and 6/16 SC2 of 2021, the Town of Poughkeepsie has accepted from MHTC Development LLC, MHTC, a bill of sale and first and second supplemental bills of sale for non-realty sewer facilities and equipment at the Eastdale project on Route 44 in the Town of Poughkeepsie. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the supervisor is authorized to accept a third supplemental bill of sale in substantially the form annexed for non-realty sewer facilities at Eastdale, subject to receipt of any required engineering certificates from the Town of Poughkeepsie Engineering Department and consents to operate from the Dutchess County Department of Behavioral and Community Health. And be it further resolved that no secret review is required because this transfer involves providing sewer services to an approved subdivision.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0.
Whereas actions completed by the Town of Poughkeepsie and the town's Climate Smart Task Force have resulted in the town being eligible to receive 2 NYSERDA Clean Energy Community Grants, which must be used for proposal that demonstrates the potential for reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. And whereas the Climate Smart Task Force has proposed that the designation grant $5,000 and the action grant $15,000 be used towards the purchase of a solar array to be installed on town buildings or structures. Now therefore, be it resolved that the Town of Poughkeepsie hereby determines that it will support the proposal to use the Clean Energy Communities Grant funds towards the purchase of a solar array to be installed on town buildings or structures, and authorizes the town supervisor to execute a letter of commitment and other documents which are required to apply for and procure as part of the grant. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, second. Any questions?
Well, actually, not a question. The Climate Smart Task Force agrees with the board and has listened to them and agreed to put the 5,000 with the 15, so 20,000 towards the solar array. And once this is filed and we receive the grant, we've got 6 months to investigate it, to get more bids, to come up with the actual plan of what we want to do. And then we have 3 years to actually install them. So
Okay.
we've got time to work on this. We have time to look for more grants, so. And we also have time to work it into the town's budget. So it's not like it has to be done next year. We've got 3 years to complete this.
Well, thank you to the Climate Smart Task Force.
Yeah, they did a good
For
job.
working
Well, and-
diligently.
Yeah.
And the town too.
And the
Yes,
town is
Because
putting
it
in
was all
money,
the
yeah.
LED lights that you guys put up.
Well, on top of that, the town also committed last week to put in money besides the grant money for this, so.
Oh,
you know,
that's excellent.
yeah. The whole project was $100,000, so.
Yes.
This didn't cover it all, so I think the agreement is going forward. We'll be working on the whole project. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. That brings us to the end of our agenda. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules for any item at all and ask people to please limit it to 3 minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Who would like to speak? Johanna, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Beasley. Good evening, everyone. I'm Johanna Fallard, and I live on Earlwood Drive. The Dutchess County Division of Solid Waste Management has proposed a 10-year solid waste management plan that is under consideration for approval by the county legislature. This plan warrants our town's attention because it warns of serious problems that face us due to an aging 34-year-old incinerator on Sand Dock Road that, and I quote, requires expensive maintenance, and each year its total capacity diminishes due to age, close quote. Reducing waste is the fundamental issue. Currently, our plan is to incinerate and landfill our municipal solid waste. However, our landfills are near or at capacity. The landfill we use most frequently is in Ontario County, about 282 miles and 4.5 hours away. That's why the plan warns that, quote, a solution for municipal solid waste disposal is needed, close quote. The solution is offered in the plan. Remove food scraps and compostable material from the municipal solid waste stream and convert it to compost, a valuable soil amendment that can restore the soil and help to mitigate stormwater runoff. In the plan's own words, quote, increasing organics recovery would make the biggest impact to waste reduction and recycling in the planning unit. This statement is based on the fact that about half of municipal trash is compostable and about 22% of that is food scraps. I urge you to read the plan. The message in it is clear. Diverting food scraps and organic material is what we need. Recycling organic material would accomplish a number of things. It would reduce the stress on the incinerator since less trash is burned. It would reduce the frequency of expensive trips to haul incinerated ash to distant landfills. It would reduce the amount of air pollution and greenhouse gases emitted from the smokestacks on Sand Dock Road. It would turn trash into compost, a valuable product. It would reduce waste. Earlier this year, Red Hook, Rhinebeck, and the city of Beacon started composting pilot programs. They are excited to expand and renew them. I've asked Ms. Salvatore to distribute to you tomorrow a copy of the City of Beacon's September report regarding the completion of the first stage of their compost pilot program. The report explains what they did and how they did it with the help of their municipal government and enthusiastic citizens. I urge you to begin serious consideration of a composting pilot program for our town. Food scraps and garbage will continue to exist so long as we are blessed with food to eat. We are fined for littering or not picking up after our dogs. When we simply toss our garbage into the trash, we lose our connection to the responsibility for what we waste and how we dispose of it. By creating a composting program for the town of Poughkeepsie, whether it is curbside pickup or places to deliver food scraps for recycling, you can give town residents an opportunity to help solve the problem of waste disposal in Dutchess County, convert trash into something valuable, and do good for the environment and our health. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Johanna, and you timed that very well. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I already did email the board shortly after our phone call, so I wouldn't forget tomorrow.
Thank you,
So
Ms. Salvatore.
everybody does have that in their mailbox, so thank you.
Is there anybody else? Susan, did you have your hand up?
I think she just sent a
She
quick
sent us a
message
thank you.
thanking us all.
Okay, all right. Is there anybody else that would like to speak? If not, motion to resume the rules.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Ryan?
Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adjourn to executive session to consider the following: discussions regarding proposed, pending, or current litigation, to discuss matters which are exempt under the open meeting law, including matters subject to attorney-client privilege. And be it further resolved that no action appropriating money will be taken. So moved.
Second.
You have a motion, and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-0. Town board goes in executive session at 7:21 PM. Thank you.